I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So today is going to be my thoughts about a new figure announced by Hot Toys that just went up, and this is of course going to be the Superman figure from the Batman Dark Knight Returns. Of course, if you watched my video of yesterday, you would know that he was teased in it. So it is nice seeing that the figure is coming out and that we don't have to wait too long. I don't understand why for Hot Toys didn't really release it yesterday, and they could have given all of this yesterday instead of making us wait one day. Again, this is Hot Toys, so let's have a look at what pictures they have provided us. So of course we have a flying version of Superman, because of course this is an iconic pose that you have over here. And as you can see, there is a pretty muscular body that goes with it. Of course, you can see the fabric over here that is bent. So again, this is going to be something that always comes into issue, especially that the first Superman that did, the Christopher Reeve one, did have some problems. I had to give a small refund to some clients because I couldn't replace the figure due to the fact that I didn't have any replacements, and Sideshow couldn't provide me any replacements, so I had to give them a little discount on the figure and a refund or a credit note for the next order. But there was a lot of snagging with this kind of material because it's very close to the body. Of course, by the looks of it, this is going to be a complete silicone body, so maybe that's going to prevent it. But again, everything, when it has a crease, it's an elastic material, so again, is this going to last? How is it going to last over time? And of course, the emblem of Superman over here, some people did complain about them peeling off. So again, luckily for me, my Superman didn't peel off, so I consider myself lucky on that behalf. So of course, we have him in another pose over here that makes him look pretty neat. And I mean, the suit over here, as you can see, you have the stitches over here for the suit, and I believe this part must be not moving that much, because when you see the details of the muscles, the veins going through those muscles, this must be a bit of a harder point if you start moving it, because this would not look as good. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how good he can move from the abdominal part and the chest part. Does it have a lot of malleability? That would be something to check out. But again, like I said, the material does bend, and of course it looks like to be a full silicone body underneath. Now that means we need to ask the question, will the material go onto the silicone body? Will this affect it? Yes, no, this is something to be seen. Anyway, you can see he's got bit of blood coming out, so he got a bit of a punch in. So yeah, that's pretty neat to get two head sculpts with the figure. Again, these are the things that cost the most when you're producing a figure. So having a look at Superman, again, like you can see over here, you also have some wrinkles, so the pants are going to be the same thing, like it's a stretch material. Will it last? Is it better to leave him in a more straight position so you don't bring any stress and creases into this fabric? Will need to be seen. Of course, you can see the cape has wiring. This is nothing new, and this is what comes with most of the figures. Of course, they decided to go with this system over here. Would have been hard to do any other kind of system for holding him up in place. Now, I know some people are not fans of this kind of holding, but afterwards there's not much other possibilities that you can do. Another great part about Hot Toys, following a trend, and I would like them to do that also in the Star Wars universe, the base is roughly exactly the same one as you're getting with every Dark Knight Returns from the graphic novel. So this is something that's really great, and Hot Toys should do it also for Star Wars. Even if you put something on top of it, at least give the possibility to remove what's on top, so that you can have a better access and have everything displayed in the same way. So if you want to put them in the vitrine and expose them, you would have always the same stand. Would make sense. So, of course, we are going to see that Superman comes with two accessories, because Superman does not have or needs any accessories, but you can see he has a gun and, of course, an arrow with some kryptonite. So this is a pretty cool picture. Of course, the effects over here are definitely not going to be shining. There's no way that you can put a kind of light in such a small place. So yeah, this is a nice effect, a Photoshop effect, but yeah, it does look pretty impressive and looks pretty badass. So of course we can see over here the head sculpt is pretty amazing, like most of the Hot Toy figures. And I really like the look of the figure itself. Like I said, I read the graphic novel 40 years ago, or maybe a bit less than that. Don't remember too much about it. But yeah, the head sculpt is pretty amazing. And as you can see, the fact of getting two heads and the fact that you're getting eyeballs movable in both of them is a great feature. Then afterwards we have an extra feature who's going to be a special applied UV luminescence reflect on them. Now UV and all of that maybe not the best thing for your figures. So of course, if you don't leave your figure in the vitrine standing with sunlight on it, you should be good. I know that Superman likes the yellow sun to recharge him, but I don't think your figure is going to like it that much. And now, I'm wondering, are they going to give it on both figures, or is it going to be this effect on only one figure? I guess this is to give him this kind of look before he's firing his lasers. This could have gone for a light up system, but I can understand that would have been extremely complicated, especially there's going to be a full silicone body under it. Well, of course I'm guessing, I'm not saying that it is, but if it is, you won't be able to put any battery operated system, and in the head with the rolling eyes this would make it nearly impossible. But again, it's a nice effect that they gave with it. Could they have gone with the same system as the Anakin, where you can change the eyeballs? Even if I'm really not a fan of that idea, because that kind of scares me about how solid that's going to be, because those things are pretty small and can break easily. So yeah, we have to see a bit more about it, and I guess we'll be seeing more when Hot Toys will be showing more pictures of the development of this Superman. So, of course, we're going to go on to the Eternal pictures where they tell us what they have done and little extra parts about it. Of course, you can see the newly developed muscular body looks pretty neat. It already looked pretty neat on Batman, even if this one is a bit bigger. So, of course, the wire in the cape, this is nothing new. Again, this has been done for many years now. So yeah, this is a nice feature and nothing too much to go about it. Now, there's an interesting part, like I said. Superman is 34 centimeters and 32 centimeters for Batman. Now, I was trying to figure out if they were going to put some pegs on the bottom here to make him a bit bigger, but when you're looking, he's kind of more beefed up all over the place, and it doesn't look like it's going from the down. It seems to be going all over the body, so kind of surprised. Of course, the easiest way would be to say, hey, I take this body, stick it in here, and I save some money in production costs. But now what's going to happen? Are we going to get more Supermans? Because this body needed to be developed and needs to get its money back for the development. So be kind of curious if they're going to be using it for any other kind of figures that they're planning to do in the future. So I guess we will wait and see. So let's go on to the final pictures over here of Superman, and of course, as you can see, he only has 4 pair of hands, so yeah, that's maybe a bit light. I would have liked to see maybe this hand also given on the other side, so you could be able to pose him in different ways of flying. Yeah, this is always something that I don't believe is much cost effect on it, and giving us a few extra hands would not have been something too much to ask from Hot Toys. But again, like I said, Superman does not come with much accessories, so of course giving him a gun that is crushing and the kryptonite arrow does make a lot of sense. So Are you interested by this figure? Are you going to purchase this figure? Did you read the Dark Knight Return comic book, or should I call it more exactly graphic novel? And are you a fan of this series? If you are, let me know in the comment section and let's start a conversation about our favorite parts of the hobby. So that's going to be it for my thoughts about the new Superman figure from the Batman Dark Knight Returns. If you like this kind of video, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, you can also leave them in the comment section. If you want to go and check out some pictures, stuff that I have for sale, you can go and check it out on my Facebook page. The links are in the description. And until then, I wish you have a fantastic day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!